Step on the gas, roll up the gas. Gelato got my eyes roll. Bob Molly piece of Fronto. Hardcore Toronto. Keep my nine like Rondo. Money talk, I'm on there pronto. Me and broke niggas don't convo. Need blocked like Pablo. Got hair from your girl in the hallway. Till I need some in the condo. And I brought condoms. Gold pack, magnums, groupies, orgies. We have threesomes. Menage, trois, threesomes, wet ones. And we about to fuck the game. Artists know that we the next ones. I see the homie blood, I see the hate in your eyes, I see the rape in my dreams. Nigga like me getting money, nigga take the paper, homie never let it go. Yeah, yeah, homie never let it go. Yeah. I see the fiends in the block, I said he's smoking that fly. I see the mill in my dreams. Nigga like me chasing money, nigga take the paper, homie never let it go. Yeah, nigga, homie never let it go. Hit the like button. It's Sunday Mass with Waydah. You already know what it is. And every time you see me, it's a different setting, it's a different background, it's a different this, it's a different that. You know why? Because we're not sitting around doing nothing. We're moving. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move. You can't sit still. Salute to the chat. Salute to God the brand. Today, I'm gonna be talking with a good friend of mine's, entrepreneur, teacher, artist, Black Power activist, RBG leader of a movement that goes by the name of Ziax the Movement. For those who know, I record at Ziax Studios under the tutelage of Q Butter, Dr. Hitman, MCO Quan, Live Music Is, and a few others. Now, the whole purpose of today's mass, being that it's Sunday, is just to shed light on a few things as far as where do we go wrong as gang leaders and the direction that the Bible has taken us and the mentality of the generation before us and as far as the generation today. Being that it's Sunday, right? Liddy in the building. Liddyville always. Fix Your Face Radio every Wednesday. Versus on the way. Make sure you check out Michaela versus Chaos. Make sure you check out Vito, Big Vito versus the Big Subi, Waydah himself. We love the bullshit, right? We all love the bullshit. Don't get me wrong. We all love the bullshit. Everyone's like to have a laugh every now and then and so forth and so on. But then every so often, you run into a motherfucker that no matter where he's at in the room, no matter what state he's in, when he walks in the room and he opens up his mouth, no diddy, you know that there's something that he has to say. And he makes the motherfucker think and he makes the motherfucker listen. See, I really, really thought that I was going to die the biggest crip in New York City. At one point in time, that was a goal. At one point in time, I felt that that was a fucking milestone. You understand what I'm saying? Liddy, you already know. Make sure y'all subscribe to Liddy God on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to Liddy God. You're putting in work. Team Viral Gang, share the live. Share the live. We got Q Butter coming up in here soon. Share the live. Don't embarrass me, dark side. Share the live. Now, what I want to talk about today is that a lot of motherfuckers failed in these streets. A lot of people failed. The street. A wicked jump shot. At least no options. We thought that being a security guard was for cornballs. We thought that going to work at ShopRite was for cornballs. That's what we thought. So a motherfucker said, I want to get paid. I want to get paid. You want to get paid for what? You make minimum wage normally because you put in labor. So you make minimum wage, right? You get paid the bottom shelf money, do the bottom shelf jobs. But nobody told us back in the days that you could be an MTA worker. I like to work for MTA. I like that money. That's honest living. That's good money that they're doing at the MTA. I didn't, But coming up, you taught that they're cornballs because they not gang. Let's think about that for a second, y'all. You're not gang. Let's think about that for a second. Let's think about what being a gang member means. Just for 1 second, if you don't mind. Salute to the chat. The definition in the Webster is 5 or more men or women advocated together for one common cause. So that means a family could be a gang, right? Or a group of people at school, or certain elite motherfuckers at your job. That could be your gang, right? Somehow we took the definition and we do what the culture does. We make our own interpretations of things and we make it happen. We took the word nigga, right? Owned it, and it became my niggas. We weren't just niggers, we were niggas, right? But gang, you can't change that. It is what it is. Going through these YouTube streets, I see a lot of gang. I see a lot of YouTube gang. You feel me? But going outside the real world in the streets, I don't know. I kind of feel like my generation and the generation before me dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. NY Nikki, baby, salute to the chat. Oh, don't worry. We got Q Butter coming. No Diddy. Don't worry. Just let me land the plane, as they say. We got to change the phrase, chat. Blue hearts in the chat for Waydah Blacc, please. We need a new phrase. I don't want to say land in the plane. I need my own phrase. Let me drop off the package. No Diddy. Let me drop off the package. No Diddy. Rain, salute. Truth lady, salute. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Blue hearts in the chat for Waydah. Salute to the ladies. Prefix to the ladies. We got Zyax, founder, owner, and black activist for the conscious section coming in. Q Butter. We got him coming through. So, show homage. That's right. Blue hearts. Thank you, ladies. Wow. Oh, shit. Q Butter's in the building. Yeah, I didn't even know that. Y'all thought he was across the country, right? Y'all thought he was across the country. Y'all thought he was across the country. Oh, yeah, geez. Q Butter's in the building, y'all. That's right. Share the live. So what I was basically telling them, Q Butter, I'm not saying land the plane anymore. I'm saying dropping off the pack. So accountability is today's topic, right? I want to take an accountability for selling drugs to people's mothers, aunties, cousins, so forth and so on. I want to take accountability for telling young men that they should be gang members when I myself didn't really fully understand the concept of what a gang member is. So you got to remember, I didn't get down for the good reasons. I got down for the bad reasons. Yes, I did. Not gonna lie. I wanted to go to war. I wanted to make more money. I wanted an army. So I was part of the turning out. No Diddy. I want to take accountability for robberies. Robbing innocent people, civilians. I should have never been robbing civilians. I should have never been robbing civilians, right? We tell civilians, oh, you're not gang, you shouldn't be part of this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But yet and still, we go out there. Ayo, Q Butter, Rain said salute. Q Butter said, you're, Rain, he said, you're. See, they thought I was just a dumb rapper, man. You know what I mean? That's all. Oh, he think he DMX. Nope, I don't think I'm DMX. I don't. Your mother thinks I'm DMX. All right, it's Sunday. It's Sunday. I'm calming down. Calming down. Truth lady was, well, yeah, we in the Ville. Yeah, Q Butter from the Ville. Facts. Yeah. You know, oh, shoot fly. Don't bother me. Shoot fly. I'm flagging here. They got the front door open. Right? So accountability. That's the whole token. I want to take accountability for all the young niggas, no Diddy, that I said to, yo, that's a plate. Let's go eat. Let's go split this pizza pie. Let's go split this pizza pie. Because I thought that was the way to go. Lady JJ, I was already institutionalized, right? And also on top of it, I was following the ideology and structure of a 17-year-older. You know, in hindsight, you know what I say, 2020? In hindsight, I was following the ideology. We ain't even gonna get to the Bible yet, but it's just the ideology of a teenager that wasn't even from my coast. Never met Tookie Williams. Rest in peace. Salute. We never met most of the big homies from the West. Most you motherfuckers in New York City don't know near not a nigga or near not a Loket or Damu from across the water. But we took on the ideology, right? Nothing's new under the sun. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing new under the sun. That's what Nas said, right? So eventually, gang was going to get here. You know, we didn't have the worldwide universal gangs in New York. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have, you know, certain organizations here at a point in time. But there were gangs here, always in New York. There were gangs. There were gangs. Street, you know, block gangs, neighborhood gangs. But it wasn't an international thing, right? So Zengard, salute Zengard. Welcome to the chat. Share the live, hit the like button, please. Dawn's Dynasty is the Cash App. Book of Noah out right now. Book of Waydah out right now. Salute to 050, the movement in the dark side. Salute to all sectors. So, as I'm watching all the bloods on YouTube, enough respect to the real rights, all factions of you. Because the sector that I'm involved in, between battle rap and YouTube, I'm involved with the dark side, the dirty sector, and battle rap. So it's a lot of all of that, you know, combined. Now, the conscious community also has gang members in it. A lot of y'all is on the low. A lot of you gang members in the conscious community be going over there to Q Butters chat, and y'all be sitting there quiet. Because y'all know over there how they feel about gang, right? I love gang. I became a member. Those who became a member will always be a member, no matter what you say or no matter what you do, nigga. You're going to die a member. You took that oath. Under God, if you believe in God. So I'm noticing that there's a lot of low riding. This is a warning. Just like in jail. Where are the lows? None of y'all niggas don't rap no more. I see the Damus advocating together. I see the conscious community. They're letting everyone over there. on Q Butter's platform. You got abos, you got 5%ers, you got Muslims, you got Christians, you got atheists, you got all types of people over there, right? But yet and still, there's a form of genocide going on. In the chats, it's like we can't get right. No matter what we do, we can't get right. When I met Q Butter, he told me, when I met him, this is what I met him. So you already know, young man, his mind was already where it was at. He said, gang members of your generation failed your generation. Because my generation don't even pay y'all motherfuckers no attention. I didn't really understand that back then. But he was right. As I'm watching all the Damus come home in the dark side, welcome home to the real rights. Shout outs to China Brem and Smitty Vidoc, and everybody that's doing their thing, CK and everyone that's, putting out the great content. I'm watching them all come home, right? And as, I was alone from the streets, not from jail. I became crip in the streets. So I seen a lot, done a lot outside. You know what I mean? That motherfuckers would never ever do. But when I realized that the Bloods are so upset, I realized that's how I felt too. Following the ideology of someone that I don't even know, never really having the true knowledge of shit, putting in pain because another motherfucker said to, and ended up having nothing at the end of your gangster life, whatever you want to call it, your career, your gangster career. Motherfuckers is going to jail and oppressing each other. Crips is going to jail and they low riding. We're supposed to be the security of the hood, the Crips, the Bloods rather. The Bloods is the front line. That's the front line. Infiltration. They're the infantry. The Lokes, the GDs, the Vice Lords, the Latin Kings, even they had an infantry front. But those were that's the political side of things. We're supposed to be the ones making sure that the sergeant and the captain at, the 70th precinct know better than to come through and put their fucking hands on any one of us. But I didn't do that. No, I didn't. I wanted to rob. I wanted to steal. I wanted to lie. I wanted to hurt. So, in turn, we're all to blame. We didn't take gang and take accountability for what it was supposed to be. Right? Right? There's no Sigwells. There's no Sigwells. Q Butter's in the building. Hold on, guys. Let me get Q Butter up in here, y'all. Let me get Q Butter up in here. Salute to the chat. A gift from the Curse Podcast. I see you, Big Killer. Truth Lady once again. Melquan the General was good. NY Nikki Baby, I appreciate you. NY Nikki Baby or Big Killer, can somebody drop Q Butter's link in the chat, please? Rain, hold on, Rain. Hold on. Oh, did I do this right? Figuring it out, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Q Butter. Q Butter's in the building.
Yo, how many people you could add in like this on YouTube?
On YouTube, they only allow you to add one person at a time on the vertical stream when you go directly from YouTube. But if you use the StreamYard, you can add more and more and more. But it's like I get more of my views directly through the vertical. They be hating me on the horizontal. I don't know. They be hating me. For those who don't know who this is the Brooklyn's Advocate. This is, I would not even say Brownsville's, but New York's soul brother number fucking one. He is the RBG community. He is. For those who disagree, you disagree. We all have opinions. But I'm talking about work, not opinions. So when I say is the movement, Ziax itself, the movement, legendary Q Butter in the motherfucking building. Welcome to the fucking chat. Make sure y'all subscribe to him. Zengardo, you know who he is. Yes. So Q Butter, what I'm trying to explain to these motherfuckers is accountability is real, right? Now, I want to ask you, where you from?
Brooklyn.
What all right, what state of mind of Brooklyn are you from? Let me say that.
State of mind of Brooklyn. I don't know how to answer that one.
Like you had the Biggie Smalls era state of mind, you had the Kwame era, you had the what you said earlier. I heard you on the show, and you was talking about how they fucked up the fabric of hip hop. You had the Rex and Effect niggas, you know what I mean? The zoom and the boom boom, no Diddy niggas, right? And you had the era of the Bambatas, the Cool G Raps. Me, I'm from the era right after the Cool G Raps. So my mentality of Brooklyn, my Brooklyn mentality is, you know, rough, rugged, and raw. A man is a man. And chicks uptown is mad bougie. You know what I mean?
It might be a combination of all of them. I don't want to.
Okay.
Got a little influence from all of them and shit, but you know, I'm just straight Brooklyn. You know that.
Now, your influence. What was your strongest influence, Q Butter, as far as in the culture? Was it music or was it the outspoken activists in music? Because you had rappers, and then you had rappers that, you know, kind of wouldn't have thought along the lines of yourself.
The culture, the music, both of the, you know, the music and the culture is aligned for me. So seeing it in real life, like, you know what I mean? Like I remember when like understanding I was a part of hip hop, because it was
Right.
like seeing it on TV and then seeing the different versions of what hip hop looked like. It was confusing and stuff. That's all I've been talking about now, like how this idea that we placed a lot of blame on hip hop, but a lot of the shit that went crazy in hip hop was because of other people involved. I blame the R&B and the New Jack Swing community. So like growing, it was confusing some of the parts of hip hop. You're looking at Bobby Brown hip hop, you think that's hip hop. You know what I mean? You're looking at New Edition, you're like, oh, that's hip. But a lot of it was R&B and shit. You know what I mean? A lot of the imagery we had of gangsterism was created by the New Jack and the R&B heads and corporate television, because that wasn't what I saw on TV. You know what I mean? Like until taking it like the Game look, but New York didn't really have it was just New York. You know what I'm saying? Like dudes was wearing hoodies, Scullies, you know, it wasn't really it was what they were showing on TV versus what was going on in real life, and then there was an element
Right.
in between that was like, hold up, now this is actually what's going on in real life, and then you got the shit that's being portrayed as if this is what real life is. And I think like
even the Warriors movie was like that was before my time, so I didn't remember the Black Spades. I didn't remember, you know, the Black Diamonds. I didn't remember any of these gangs from New York, because one, I'm not from the Bronx, so I wouldn't know these ones. I wasn't in Coney Island, right? So, but then in my generation, gangs came about, bang, hit New York City. It's lit now. Hip hop kind of switched, sound switched. Everybody's a gangster. Before you had like a Cool G Rap or Craig G and a redhead kingpin. You always had a cornball. Now everybody, the cornballs are the gangsters, right? The soft boys are the tough guys, and the tough guys are the losers. Now, I believe that generation right there, right after Biggie, is when New York started really falling off as far as the hood, with morals, and snitches became legends and things of that nature. And we started accepting everything in the culture that was already tearing it down anyway. But we started enacting it. You understand what I'm saying? Like everybody didn't dress like Kwame, my G. Niggas wasn't having the finger rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Now niggas got the finger waves and all that. You know what I mean? Who do you hold responsible for the streets.
The streets?
Yeah.
The streets.
So it's the gang members' fault. We allowed it to happen.
It's the community's fault. It's everybody in one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always gonna say, like, I can always, include, white folks and white men and their involvement into what they did into our community from a predictive, measurements, predictive, from a predictive modeling sense, I can say that. But beyond that stuff, it's like, we gotta take the accountability. And accountability is a good thing, you know what I mean? Like that when you watch your basketball game, you're like, I could have did this better, or you watch your battle. You know what I mean? You're not watching your battle because of the other person. You're looking at what you could have did, how you could have split your bars better, what you could have wrote, how the community, how the crowd responds. So we gotta look at how we did our stuff and what if any, and how the effects were actually I guess felt in our community.
How did you feel when after you did the big protest with remember the nail salon? Remember the nail salon thing with the Asian people and they made the news? You guys were fighting the police, and how did it feel to put in all that fucking heartache and pain, right? And still watch the black woman after that go right back there. The same community women, after all that fighting, they still went, they still spent their money, and nobody black opened up one. Nobody came and said, maybe we should have ours. Maybe we need to change the mentality of the consumer and the owner and share the black dollar. You went hard for that. Could you tell the people about that?
I mean, that's part of the challenge is to wake us up and make sure we recognize that we gotta, stay focused on black. So while we doing it, you're gonna have black people who are actively fighting against that. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to know that. You know what I mean? Like, that's just part of the situation. So for me, it don't bother me, but for other people, I know it's like, damn, like when black people gonna wake up, I know we got a big chip on our shoulder. We got some crazy program in our head. So I come to be a little bit more understanding of our plight and our rationalizations of how we do shit. You know what I mean? It's easy to just get mad at black folks, but I'd rather direct my energy towards, everybody else and keep,
Yes, I know you pro-black. You ain't trying to attack black people. You know what I'm saying? You ain't attacking black people. You ain't tolerating certain shit from black people. I know that much, but you
nah,
definitely don't. You're
you
not
get
attacking.
cooked quick. You get cooked quick.
Because what's been happening is I think I'm having an epiphany. That's the word, right? The word gangster. Right? I'm having an epiphany about the word gangster. Now, most of my life, I felt like I was a gangster. You know that, Cuba. Most of my life, I walked around with that. So I'm thinking, is that a chip on my shoulder? Because gangsters are doing gangster shit every single day. A gangster don't wake up one day, decide to put on a suit and tie and say, you know what? I'm going to have brunch at Starbucks. No, he's going outside to do gangster shit. So also I learned that gangsters, it seems like gangsters don't have morals. It seems like there is no rules, Cuba. Gangsters are being famalized for being snitches. What do you think about that? The word gangster.
Integrity, what it's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? That's what a black man's supposed to be about. However, unfortunately, we've seen that image get portrayed in multiple different ways. And I'm kind of happy in this generation, a lot of the fake portrayals of it, like dudes who was gangsters. Like I look at, I pretty much look at the street. I'll tell you up front, if you on that street shit, just either ignorant and a follower and you don't know yet, or you just ignorant. But it's one or the other, ignorance or being a follower. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. I try to be lenient, but I also know that like beyond just saying like dudes be doing shit that's unnecessary just to impress people to keep following them. And there's a fiend of attention that's gotten mixed into the conversation with people doing shit. So you got people trying to get a street rep for attention. You know what I mean? And then that attention garnishes you connections, whatever the hell it garnishes you, but clout, you know. originally had street clout. Like I was telling somebody like the other day on my stream, I was like, when you look at the videos in the 80s of like New Jack Swing, right? And you look at like how them dudes would dress with like, they would dress looking like drug dealers. And how I understood it growing up in Brooklyn, only gangsters and drug dealers.
I messed up the build, y'all. Hold on. Something was glitching. Something. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. And a pink skirt and a dress. We're getting Q Butter right back up here right now, y'all. Right now, y'all. My bad, Q. My bad, my bad. It's a new iPhone, guys. It's a new iPhone. I don't know nothing about this shit. I don't know nothing about this iPhone shit.
Oh,
Lady J, salute the lady. Salute to the. What you were saying now, Q Butter?
where was that?
Gangster.
Oh yeah. So the
You know how we took the word.
Like walking around, like I look at young boys now getting to walk around. They walk around with like $4,000 worth of stuff on them and no hammers. And I'm like, yo, this is a beautiful culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be a certain person to walk around with a gold chain, a beeper, a BMW. You know what I mean? Like, you was gonna get robbed. Like, that's just what it was back in the day.
Right.
So like,
Right.
and
Right.
the robbery boys used to look homeless. Then you had the famous robbery boys, but it was like that whole ignorant culture got portrayed into something that was marketable. And the nature of a coon, you know what I mean, like black culture that's like cooned out. Like oftentimes they make this they make the one that works for white people the coon, but and historically the street person would be the coon. The black person,
Right.
the black person who wants to have a job with white people and talk like this and be professional and corporate and has a
Right.
that would be the Sambo. And so we have created this space where like the image of the coon and Sambo is the reality for black people. You know what I mean?
I
Even
remember it used to be, not to cut you off, I remember this female, right? I used to stand on the corner, right? Every morning she would go to work. Every day I'd be on the corner with the homies, hustling, and I would say hi to this female, black girl. She would never say fucking hi to me. So after like 4 years, she says to me, why do you always speak to me, Waydah? I said, because I just want to wish you a nice day. I just want to say, what do you want? I said, what do you mean? I want to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she didn't say, what do you want? You know, she sounds like that. You got to back up. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? And she says, I said, well, why you don't ever talk to me? She says, because when I go to work, you're here. When I come home, you're here. I'm like, but I'm getting money. She was like, you're standing still. I thought people that was going to work every day were the ones that were blind. You know, they were the sheep. I thought they would sleep. They weren't asleep. They wasn't participating in what the fuck we were doing. I thought they were cornballs. They're not. If you have a job out there, chat. If you have your job, keep your job. Keep your fucking job and elevate it your shit. So what made you decide that you're gonna fight for black people and just I wouldn't necessarily say black rights, because I don't see you fighting for just rights. You fight for like more of just everything. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You understand? He feel you walking on the black man and making fun of him if you wearing you Samboing, if you got on black uptowns. The crunchy ones, the ones that curl up in the front like that, nah. Q Butter don't do black uptowns. We do it crispy. We stay sylvie on this side. You know? What made you decide to fight for us?
my parents in life, you know what I mean? So that and everything that was I guess the element of culture that I was exposed to growing up, you know what I mean? Like my parents and my pops, you know, like my parents of course, but beyond that would be the elements like I said was exposed to. You know, what I likened to in hip hop, um, what I saw in society, you know, the people I look up to, You frozen again, Waydah?
Am I frozen, chat?
Oh, nah, you back now. You was frozen just then.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Right. So I don't know. Let me switch my computer ink. Let me switch my phone over.
There we go, right there. Here, I just turned my Wi-Fi off. I turned it off. Salute to all the mods in the chat. You know I love the chat, babies. You know what I'm saying? Blue motherfucking hearts in the chat. We got RBG, community leader, activist, Zayek's Institute founder, as well as teacher in the building. Q Butter. Q, give my sector a little history on the institute and what Zayek actually means and stands for. What do you actually do at Zayek? What is Zayek?
Zayek is a word that we created a long time ago. A long time now. But we created a word was like, yo, we want to come up with something that we can put onto anything. You know, whatever you're doing, if you're going to studio, music, fashion, it's just our word. So, Zayek is our word, our label. We apply to everything. So we got Zayek Studios, we got Zayek Services. Zayek Institute is about education for Black students, and of course, Black and Brown. And it's African-centered, STEM-based. It's located in Brooklyn, but we have students all over the country. You have to be a homeschool student to enroll in our program. Into this and that, we have to change the face of STEM. I'm all about STEM education, increasing our scientific literacy in the community, and just our general, educational capacity in the community. The more we know, the more we can do. That's just pretty much what it is.
That's fire. Yo, Rain says, the Seven Rain says, I remember Q Butter bullying the bullies. How is that like? How is that like? You know what I'm saying? Because you got the Purnell Whitakers and all that. You got the Purnell Whitakers, you got the long, you know what I'm saying? No Diddy wingspan and all that. I know you had the left hook, right hook. So he was bullying the bullies, huh? Well, bullying the bullies is sort of what it is to be an activist. Am I wrong?
In today's age, man, because you got the fake whacktivists against the pro-blackivists versus the so-called conscious coons. It's crazy out here, man. So I try to stay in my own lane and just stay in the conversation, but stay out the way.
Right. Well, I do. Over time, we've had these multiple conversations about consciousness and just us in general in the hood and gangs in the hood. And it seems like your mentality has swayed just a little more lenient on the gang members as you've gotten older. Is it because you've been around us so long and you got to really know us like that? Like you've been around gang members the majority of your life, you know what I'm saying? But to work so closely with them as musicians and get to see their vulnerabilities, it seems like you have a little bit more leniency on the gang members these days. Is that true, or is that just something I observed?
Like I said, like niggas be followers, bro, and it ain't a lot of us. It ain't our fault. You know what I mean? So if we don't love us, who will? So you know what I'm saying? Like it's not our fault why we do a lot of the nigga shit we be doing.
Right.
Where everybody gets mad when people get conscious, the first thing they do is get mad at Christians. I'm not mad at Black Christians. I used to be one of those people that was mad at everybody. Wake up. I don't do it like that no more. You know what I mean? If you're a Black Christian power to, if you're a Black Crip, you know what I mean? We all figuring life out. You know what I mean? If we open the doors for each other, we'll get used to seeing each other in the doors and then be able to each other while we're, in wherever we at, whatever spaces we at. We spend so much time gatekeeping our own selves and not really focusing on establishing the gates themselves and making sure that we can only, we can hold our gates up. And so I guess that's where my leniency came in from. Especially with YouTube and social media, I've interacted with so many more people now. I really got a different perspective of like our story.
Right. I mean, I have a different perspective on Bloods. I've always known Bloods. I've always seen them, always been around them, and had a few relationships with them, but never really close knitly and never really especially never really economically. And that was the funny thing about gangs here, the gang culture here in New York, that we adapted that, but then we also adapted that war, not really realizing that that was never our war to begin with at all. That was personal shit. But in New York City and Rikers Island, Bloods oppressing each other, Bloods oppressing 550s and Crips low riding. That's what it became, right? It became us having a beef. So it seems like basically what I'm saying is the black community always has a war with itself.
Yep.
No matter what it is, we always have a fucking war. We had the dope war, we had the crack war, right? The Vietnam War, whatever. The Tuskegee Airmen, you know, the experiments on us, the war. Now it's homosexuality, the war. The music, the war. Musical plants, the war. What did I say? Industry plants. It's all war, right? So how a motherfucker like you just stand strong within all this war, and there's really not so many on the front line with you holding your flag as far as other factions? Like, where are the gangs? That's what I'm asking. If we're the ones that tore down a certain fabric and we have to take the accountability, then why are we not getting with those that have the know-how and the machine to do so?
You know, I organize a conversation now, from the perspective of Coon and Sambo. Neither one wants black power. You know what I mean? Neither of them are cool with, like, if you think about the movies you see and the archetypes of black people, you always see the black power person made fun of in movies.
Right.
You know what I mean? You always see black empowerment, the one who's really about black people, right? The one that was like integration, make society better. And it's they're contrasted against the Pookie and Ray Ray street hoodlum. And it's like, that's the game that's been played in our imagery. Even down, like I was talking about Boys to Men and Jodeci. Jodeci was for coons. Boys to Men was for the Sambos, the preppy, the clean. If you want to make a mama and have sex in the car, listen to Jodeci. You know what I mean? Biggie had on Timbs and fatigues and all that, but when he got with Diddy, he had to clean him up to look like, from Brooklyn, Harlem is the clean thug. Brooklyn, Miami thug. So Brooklyn, so you even got it in the conscious community, got the Sambo, the clean ones. It's weird how we get placed in this convo. And so I'm learning to, like, beyond just see us in that, through that lens, but understand our exchanges through that lens. You know what I mean? Often, like, it's crazy. I was just talking about this yesterday, how, like,
050 Cannon people, salute.
Like, how one group is like the Sambos make money off the coon.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they control the coon for the white man. And then the coon culture is largely associated with the popular culture. Think about, like, Will Smith. Will Smith was the coon. Will Smith was the street dude who was moved to the uppity black people's community. And he represented us. That entire image he represented was created by Sambos.
Right.
Quincy Jones, the whole video, the whole imagery was completely put together so we can understand this polarized perspective, like, and it's entertaining when you have the coon mixed with the Sambo, and then how do they interact with each other?
Okay, so let's break that down now to the movie Juice. Because to me, when I was a kid watching Juice,
have that. Juice would be almost all coon story. Coon, Juice would be like, and that's what it's weird, because the street side, the way we get sold it, like, what was the movie in Ricky? What was the shit where Ricky got shot, son?
Boys in the Hood.
Huh?
Boys in the
Hood. Remember back then, you would get black power elements in street movies.
Right.
Sambo movies don't cross that line like that.
Right.
You see what I mean? So that's what when you asked me earlier, that was part of the fabric of that era where, like, I understood the street element aligned with empowerment more, because the message was delivered from the real. The other side, the message was delivered different. You know what I mean? Bill Cosby. You know what I mean? I didn't understand that message growing up. I didn't see that. You know what I mean? Like, and then it kind of turned into, like, all we see now is the coon story. You know what I mean? Sambo turned into Candace Owens. You know, people that's, like, all the way jumped out the window for white culture And black culture now, the coon culture is so vast.
Right.
Like, you don't know where it starts at and where it begins at. So from gangsters to strippers to ratchetness, like it's and this is the popular culture. Everybody wants to be with the kids. They want to be with the young people because they're like uncontrollable. They represent the uncontrollable group.
Right.
The Sambos represent the controlled, docile, orderly. Oh, you know what? We're gonna protest after we file our paperwork. The
Right.
protesters, yo, we showing up and we setting shit up on fire. We jumping on top of cars.
Right.
We don't know why we here, but we turning up. We breaking windows.
Right.
And unfortunately, those two elements have been played against each other like to a teeth in our culture right now. And
so Phil nigga, what are they? Is it Phil nigga house nigga? Is it?
you can say Phil nigga house nigga, it's the same shit.
Same shit, right? Right? Because in Juice, I felt like, to me, they always was Sambos and Coons. To me, the age that they were in Juice, that at that age, I was younger than those characters portrayed. They wasn't doing shit that I was doing in the streets. Like, my life didn't relate to Juice. Was not New York street life. These niggas was playing video games and selling rat tapes or whatever the fuck they was doing. You know, they did the one little junk shit at the store, but by the time niggas in New York was their age, niggas was driving cars to school and selling crack and going to jail and catching bodies and shit. You understand? So I never related to Juice at all. I thought them niggas was cornballs. All of them.
I mean, that was closer to me than the Cosby's or the college show, or what was the other one with Urkel?
Urkel, yeah, definitely not. Now Fresh.
I mean, that was the most relatable. Like they dressed, and spoke.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like they had a corner store. Like I never seen Urkel, and they didn't even have a corner store where they was at. You know what I'm saying? The Cosby's was walking around in Coogee sweaters. Like, where's the corner store? Nobody going to this. Nobody yelling.
Nobody goes to the store. They don't go to the store. You just open the refrigerator and they got hoagies. You know what I'm saying?
There's no story. Like I remember the first month was the first of the month for a reason in the hood.
Right. That was like Truman's Theory. Like those shows were like Truman's Theory. You know what I'm saying? You remember the Truman Show with the white boys? You know, it's set up to have you thinking. And I'm not gonna lie. I remember I said in a rhyme before you. I think you recorded. You know, I grow up. I hated Theo. He had a great life. I hated Theo because he had a great life. Because I hated him because he had parents. Right. That's why I hated him growing up. To the point where, as an adult, it affected me, and I put that in the song. So, do we still, like recently, I've seen Hustle Man 3.0, and he was talking about the inner child. You think we still dealing? A lot of us are still dealing with that inner child hatred. You know, adolescent non-understanding of things just are what they are, and you can't change what you can't change.
It's the programming. Like I said, I can always tie it back to white folks. You know what I'm saying? Like we got a little white person in our head. You know what I mean? Like that's pulling the strings on a lot of us and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we've taken on the minstrel show as the director, and so it's poisonous out here what we're looking at right now, and it's a
you know what? You know what? Being that you said that, yo, salute to the chat, right? Salute to the chat, Ricky. I see you. Peoples, I see you. 050 Canaan. Yo, share this out, right? So let's play a game, Q Butter. Let's connect it back to the white man real quick. For those that don't understand 3-syllable words, you understand? What he's basically saying is, we all puppets. We all puppets. We all puppets. We all have the pull string. So let's try, okay. Diet. Let's say our diets. Most of us eat fucked up anyway, right? Most of us. When I say most of us, now let me change that. A lot of people in our culture eat fucked up. But is it because we don't know good diet, or is that because that's the diet that was taught to us?
The same difference.
Right? So why is my diet poor if I was taught something poor? I don't understand.
That's the control. If all I got to do is control how you learn, then I can control your response. So we accepted the control from white folks. We accepted that well, you know what I mean? And then being a part of the system, being a part of the society. And so once we took that part on, everything else is just, we're accepting it. So a lot of the behavior we see, like, for example, right now in America, birth rates are at an all-time low.
Right.
right? And white culture is largely gay, weird, whatever it is. But we've known that in the black culture, but we've taken it on now. We've taken, suicidal behaviors with like, abortion rates, behavior. These things have made the black community's death rate and birth rate almost equivalent to white people, just by lifestyles.
Right.
That we have is crazy. So it's just like, looking at these variables and how it plays on our community and understanding it from our perspective.
Right. Who's in the chat? Y'all trolling? They talk about A-Dep in the chat. They talk about DM in Detroit. Were they in the chat? Are they still saying bad things about Waydah? Listen, YouTube streets. Yo, it's a troll sector. If they're not trolling, they're doing something wrong. If they're not trolling, if you don't have one or two trolls, you're doing something wrong. If you ain't got one hater in the world, you're doing something wrong. Because everyone's not gonna like you or what the fuck you do. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We got Q Brother here in the building. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the children now, I see that you said, I'm gonna concentrate on the young minds. What influenced that? Is there like any activists before you or anyone that you read that might have, went that route and you decided to take on that deliverance business model, or is it just that you love children, being a father yourself?
Little both. That's the future, bro. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, we say it, but is that really understood? Like, that's the future.
And how do you have the patience to deal with that? Like sometimes it's hard to teach an adult something, never alone kids, in the patience, and they come in numbers, and it's more than one. Like me, I love my children, but I don't want to watch nobody else's kids. So I would not be a good teacher standing in the setting, and I got enough children of my own. I got a whole classroom. So how do you maintain just that patience and still convey your message to them so that they understand it to the fullest capacity?
Well, you gotta have patience. That's just part of life. You know what I mean? Like, and if you don't love your people, if you don't love your community, you don't love your family, you aren't gonna have patience. You know what I mean? We have patience for your child because you love them. You have patience for elderly because you understand them. You have patience for somebody in a car accident because you understand their situation. So oftentimes, patience and the association with it to empathy and understanding is really that's needed. Once you disassociate understanding and patience with patience or empathy, then it's easy to become frustrated with somebody.
So that's probably how they infiltrated the hip hop community and the culture with everything that we're accepting now. Because when you first had the Cowboy Kid, niggas was laughing at the Cowboy Kid, right? Then they accepted the Cowboy Kid. Now he's sucking dick with the devil in fucking videos, right? And then you had this one and that one. It's like he came to a stop, a stance, a stop, a halt. Then all of a sudden, once black people accepted it all the way, because our children become these things. I became a thug, so my mother and whoever had to possibly have to deal with that. So when you got this millennium babies and you got all these people and culture is influencing the babies, hip hop is gonna get saturated. It's gonna get watered down when your favorite rapper wears nail polish, right? But he carries a gun. The kid is saying, "Oh, he a gangster. It's all right. It's all right. It's not all right."
Yeah, we took on a lot of that shit with that's how I was on my minstrel show shit and us being the conductors of the minstrel show. I blame Diddy, but in order to blame Diddy, I blame the New Jack Swing dudes. Like I said, I blame the R&B because Diddy from them R&B dudes. Like the hip hop community didn't have no money. We didn't have no photographers. We didn't have no videographers. All we had was a DJ, a microphone, and some records.
Facts.
We didn't about no makeup. The R&B dudes.
We didn't even have electricity.
The New Jack Swing dudes were the ones who jumped in and was trying to be a part of that sound. Quincy Jones was trying to be a part of that sound. They just didn't want to be coons.
Right.
But they knew that the world was going after rap. So all of them think about New Jack Swing, bro. About all of those songs that we heard from Bobby. Remember, Bobby Brown was rapping.
Yeah, I remember Bobby Brown was rapping. Yeah.
Riley and them was rapping. They was dressed like hip hop heads, but their music was not rap.
He was doing auto-tune before auto-tuning was auto-tuning.
Yeah, all of that. Morris Day, all of them wanted to be a light. Even what's his name? Michael Jackson. They all wanted to be near hip hop, but they didn't want to be in it. They wanted to understand that black culture, that part of black culture. But once black culture became synonymous with like the authentic black culture is the street, and the street rap.
Right.
It became like, yo, you gotta have this element. That's why they took Will Smith and was like, look, he's a rapper, and he's also this. Will Smith was an implant. He was a Sambo from the whole time.
You hear that, chat? Yo, chat. Yo, Ricky Ringside was good. Realistic perspective. I dig it. I see you. Yo, Will Smith was he's the first industry rap plant. This is coming from Q Butter, y'all.
I won't say first.
Not the first.
I don't, because you gotta, like, I feel like, so the minstrel show, right? Like, I blame R&B for a lot of shit. I ain't gonna lie. R&B came from the minstrel show of dudes getting popular, performing on stage, and to get to perform on stage, you had to look like the history of the black people who were tap dancing for white people.
Right.
Then it became like
with the slick hair and
you had the slick hair. It was all about love music, making your body shake fast. So white people like, look at the way his body moves. He's so cool with his dance move. Look at his feet. They will be obsessed with black people's feet tap dancing because we used to tap dancing. Right, so R&B came out of that element. It might have been it might have had this other stuff, but the major part of it was that, and that's why you don't see a huge black empowerment element with R&B music. The bulk of R&B music is about pussy.
Oh, that's a fact. It's not about love.
Not about love. Hip hop started as an element for the people. Right. And everybody else, think about it. Dr. Dre was a New Jack Swing disco nigga.
Right, facts. For those who don't know that.
Rap shit, and then they went and found niggas to act like rappers.
Right.
There was only one or two rappers out the whole NWA.
DJR in the building. What's good? Artist Morrison. What's good in the building? We got Q Butter, y'all. Nikki Baby, can you drop my my Cash App in the chat, please? I don't have a I can't do the super chat thing. I don't know how to do it yet. Ricky Ringside, but Dawn's Dynasty is the Cash App. So Q Butter, the New Jack Swing niggas, when they was coming through and they had the Gumbies and all that with the parts, right? They had the parts and all that.
Bro, you remember how they was looking? Guy had the like, think about it, bro. In the street, if you dressed like that, you was a killer.
Yes.
If you the Flatbush and you saw a Jamaican nigga with those glasses and that hat, oh, he's put wig back.
What? With the Jerry, even the niggas with the Jerry curls, nigga.
You get pushed back.
Back in the days, if you had the Jerry curls with the leather jacket, you had the gold chain on, you was getting money. You was Suvi.
You was Suvi. Different. Then
all the girls liked you, right? All the girls liked you. But then something happened. Africa Bambaataa and these niggas start dressing up and they rapping. So I'm looking at Africa Bambaataa in them. And then later I'm looking, and my thing is this. If I want to
those were the old, because that was them niggas was from the Earth, Wind and Fire 70s.
Right. Disco, right? Disco. Now, I'm upset as far as the black communities. I'm upset at KRS One of them niggas. I'm mad because, not to diverse, y'all told us that they were the founding fathers of hip hop and that this is the culture. And it was other culture. They were practicing other things. So how is that the culture? So when they say, oh, y'all got gay people in hip hop now, it ain't just turned gay. It already was.
Nah, that shit been. Disco was gay, R&B was gay, New Jack Swing was gay, and then the young boys who was getting pulled into hip hop was uncultured black people who were just like happy to get out the hood and was just exposed to shit. Then you had the attention factor. That's a whole different thing. Like humans, there's a part of humans there's a group of humans that love clout. That attention.
That's why I'm mad at KRS-One. Because when you heard KRS-One rap, regardless if it was my 9mm meant to go bang or self-destruction, right? I thought he was against anything that, what's the word? Diminished the black culture or hip hop culture in itself. these hidden secrets that came about with Africa Bambaataa and all of his allegations and all these things. KRS-One and y'all knew about this shit. Why are you giving him? Why are you making him the poster boy for hip hop and the culture of a mentality of a people, the Zulu nation? Not that I want beef with nobody from the Zulu. I know how y'all niggas do. Don't come looking for me. Why push that on us? You fronting. You was cooning. You're not telling the truth. You're not telling the truth. You hid that secret too. He was molesting black boys. You're KRS-One. Knowledge reigns supreme. One nation equal. How can you follow that? That's what I mean by when I say everyone was dropping the ball.
That's a fact.
But we was following these niggas. Nobody said that they wanted to be like fucking. No, I ain't gonna lie. I wanted the same Timbs that G Crew had in Juice, but I wanted to be like Odo. But deep down inside, I wanted to think like Trey Father, Larry Fishburne. You know what I mean? Because the real gangsters, like back to the word, I saw that they were intelligent. They could control things. They ran empires. They were diligent. They had morals, but they were killers all at the same time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But what does the gangster do for the cause? Nothing. And at least not our cause. Because the gangster is about corporate.
Most of them don't. Like, there's a line in which people will, and there's a line in which people won't. Because at the end of the day, the coon and the Sambo are both adjacent to the black plight. You know, they both understand it. It's just a matter of like how they perceive it. And that's why white folks and media make sure they don't allow the narrative to go too far left, because they know it'll invoke a form of emotions from both sides. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying, there's only so much you're gonna see a black person get beat up like that before you start saying like, damn, what'd he do? We've gotten desensitized to getting used to seeing black women and black men getting violated and affected, but that's only to a certain level. There's only a certain point we're going to see that, and then eventually we're going to say like, all right, you know what, you're going too far. So they monitor it so it doesn't hit the going too far part. But our algorithm, you know, everybody talks about algorithms right now. We've been studied as from an algorithmic perspective for a long time, and the music industry is all about algorithms. Television is all about algorithms. You put something on television today, you watch the ratings, see how people responded, you see what people put in, see how people are talking about it in the chat. That's going down. And our connection to the response from attention and the things that we do for attention, mixed with our plight and black empowerment, that's put us in a new space of like, yo, people are jumping out the window to do anything to get clout. You know, like the clout era right now is sick. You see what I mean? You got the whack 100s. You got what you call it? What's the dude that
Renegade.
What's dude that be going at and this ain't no shot at nobody. I'm just saying it's crazy how this era looks. You see what I mean? Like, what's the dude that was doing?
Is he a coon? Is he a coon right now? Is Whack 100 a coon? Or is he Sambo? Huh?
He will go in the coon. There's like, I guess there's a blended category. But he will go in the coon category, yeah.
He would go in the coon category.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the Sambo. Sambos or hip hop now would be like, what's the dude named Pharrell? Jay-Z would be a Sambo in hip hop.
Pharrell.
You know what I mean? Pharrell. You know what I mean? Just in the sense of just how they, the way they move.
Right.
Jay-Z's not making noise for black people in his face.
No.
You know
I mean, truthfully.
Right. But he do it. It's truthfully, just how he does it is more of a old school way.
Like under the table.
Dirt. I think a lot of them got old school dirt on their hands that keep the face of like, the 80s was a hell of a time. You know what I'm saying? A lot of drugs, a lot of cocaine. The 90s was a hell of a time.
Yeah. It's a hell of a time. It was a hell of a time. For those in the chat that don't know, it was a hell of a fucking time. You know what I'm saying? NY Nikki Baby in the building, DGR Entertainment in the building. Salute to y'all. We got Q Butter from Ziax Institute, Ziax The Movement, Ziax Studios. You know, a great personal friend of mine. And it's a great conversation. So let me ask you a question. What do we do with the Sambos and the what's his faces? What do we do with them niggas? Can't tie them up, put them in the closet.
That's all of us. We all exhibit a little bit of it, you know what I'm saying? So it's a matter of understanding. beyond like taking it as an insult and really just looking at like this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see Sexy Red topping up on the table doing that's some cool shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Candace Owens. Look at you saw the Candace Owens Breakfast Club interview?
No, I ain't see it, but I heard about it.
She literally is getting removed from white media,
right,
and pushed into black, and so she has nowhere to go. Now she's coming after black media, and she goes to the Breakfast Club, and the Breakfast Club is she's trying to get her black card back, so they give her a black test, and there's a bunch of nigga questions.
Right.
So the song from Will Smith. What was this line in church?
Hold on, say that again. That was the line of questioning.
That was the line of questioning for her blackness. Like we want to question your blackness. A question about Martin Luther King. You know, because Coons and Sambos, the history for both only goes to Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King, and slavery. They're not going to go in depth in it. Then it's going to matter of like, do you know current politics? And so they ask them, who's this judge on the thing? Like nothing that really relates to black people and shows that we have a real core fabric of respectable identities. And so it's easy to just jump back and forth. And so the game of like the Coon and the Sambo also is aligned to like where we are in our life. You know what I mean? So, like it's crazy. You listen to Candace Owens telling people that she wants to be seeing black men do well and she cares for black men and she married a white man.
Right, that's an oxymoron. That shit don't go together.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
nigga say, I don't eat no pork. Yo, let me get a turkey and bacon sandwich. Like that don't make no sense. That's a fucking oxymoron.
So I got love for us. I can't tell everybody else to have it because it comes from understanding. Then from understanding, you got to find your space for patience. You know what I mean? Because you'll get frustrated. I don't want to get frustrated or burnt out. So you got to be mindful of that. But education. That's why I'm into education. You know what I mean? To me, education is a core part. Most of us don't understand or don't even know the vast aspects of our history. So,
tell my audience your history with how was it meeting the Panthers, man? I heard you traveled out of town and you met real Black Panthers, like real today.
I love my street side. You know what's crazy? My street side and how I got introduced to the conscious community. They introduced me a certain platform as the big homie of Brownsville. I'm from Flatbush, Kensington. So I'm learning around the country. These people, only thing is know is like MOP, gangsters, East New York is the worst part of, and Brownsville's the worst part of New York. So when people meet, they be a little weird because they like, yo, Q, you from Brownsville, son. You like a big homie out there. So it'd be crazy. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm just a regular Q. But when I meet people and I see like the imagery of tough that they are trying to portray to me and the alignment with Sambo, because like, for example, gun culture out of New York is very Sambo-ish to me.
Right.
Because like in New York, everybody I know that got a gun is illegal. So you go out of state, everybody got a registered gun.
Right.
You're bragging, so people are bragging about these guns that they registered with the government. It's crazy to me.
That's the Sambo you're talking about. He's the Sambo.
Because you're following the law.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're doing what you're supposed to, and at the same time, you're bragging about it, which makes absolutely no sense in a Black empowerment world where, like, the federal government already knows you got 11 guns at this address, 7, and I'm not telling you to be illegal with your guns. I'm just saying, coming from New York, where I wasn't even around guns like that, and then getting around these militia. Shit, and there would be nothing you could do because you got a Sambo mind. You don't have a street perspective.
Right.
And the things that y'all do, when I look at a lot of people in the conscious community, the troubles that they got into was because they were acting like they were conscious and trying to be street. Like the brother Grandmaster Jay. He did one of the biggest gun rallies, protests in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
He's known as a gun militia head. The feds and police tell him they're gonna beat it. These niggas don't fuck with guns.
Right.
So he sights his gun and knowing that the police is on the roof.
Right.
Like, I don't play. After I started like understanding and training with firearms, you don't sight your gun. Like, you get banned Anyway, you shoot a music video, you start sighting your bro. What the fuck is you doing? You go to the range, you sight your gun anywhere but down range, you're kicked out the range. You don't sight your gun in public. You will get shot for that shit. Like the average person does not know what you're doing. You got a whole AR-15 scope, mad accessories, and you're sighting it in the street. Oh nah, son. Honestly, if I was a cop, I might have shot you. They gave him 7 years for that shit. A street dude, I already know this. Then I'm looking at these same dudes walking around with motorcycle vests on to act like they militia heads. I'm like, yo, bro, you don't fake shit when it comes to guns, bro. You get killed, bro. I learned that from the studio and street world and life. Like saying, you just be who you are. Because if you cross that line, you gotta deal with that. You gotta deal with
it.
And
that's accountability.
Where your integrity's on the line.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm like, nah, bro. Like I seen a lot of that. So that the gun militia heads, I don't rock with none of them dudes. They be doing too much for me. Like I went to Atlanta, and we know we bougie New Yorkers. Some pulled up in a '97 Lexus with like 6 people, and he had an M60 with mad bullets in the back of the trunk. They all had hammers. I'm like, yo, son, how you driving in a '97 Lexus though? It's 2017, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm a New Yorker. If I'm like, yo, son, get your whip right, bro. There's no white people. We in the middle of Lithonia, Georgia, Stone Mountain. And I'm like, I'm like, who are the guns for? I'm talking about, yo, bro, an M60, Waydah. You know, nigga, M60 like this. Nigga, this shit like this, bro. I'm sitting there looking at these. I'm like nervous. Everybody got hammers. I'm like, yo, son, that nigga's doing too much for me, bro. Like, why y'all got all these hammers? Like, is there a situation? You know what I mean? What's going on? Like, and y'all not doing no reckless shit that I would understand in the hood, busting and shits off. And no,
well, did they come out? Did they come out? No, Diddy for George Floyd? That particular regime that you met, did they come outside? Were they active with all these?
They did in different ways, but that should be for the show. And I don't play with guns in shows. Like that's jail time. You know what I'm saying? That's street niggas know. Like you don't play with the police and guns, bro. You going to jail? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play.
That's why. That's another thing. Like niggas be on YouTube, right? They be popping shit about how they gonna fucking smoke niggas, and allegedly they gangsters, and you got registered guns. So that means, I don't know too much about the laws about the guns, right? Because I've only ever held illegal firearms. I don't know nothing about none of that other shit. So I don't know what it's like to shoot at somebody just because I can. Now, my thing is, just because you're licensed, if I had a car, I can't just run you over, right? So you can't just shoot me, motherfucker. But you got this licensed gun, and it makes them feel like gangsters. It makes them feel, tough. Now, I'm not hating on you. I'm not hating because you got the license you can carry. Because I'm going to carry fucking regardless, right? Allegedly. But what do we do about the regime like them who has these firearms? And there was something like George Floyd happens. None of these niggas is at the precincts. We should be taking their guns, but y'all niggas ain't using them. Y'all not using them.
I stay away from the gun convo. That shit is boring. Like in the sense with them dudes, because at the end it's just weird, and that shit is fed time to me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you online, right. Like yeah, we need to get more guns to do. Yo, bro, get away from me. So you sound like a fed. Like all that shit sounds like agents.
So those are implants. Again, you have implants. You may have implants. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers that they're here to cause the disruption and the confusion. You know what I'm saying? To things, right? Shit is wild. So yo, this sector right here, right, where I'm at too, they all about the problems and the bullshit. And I know you've had your share of fights on the internet. If you don't mind, just give 1 or 2 names so you actually have fought against and won on these YouTube streets. Because when you first start, they test you. The trolls, the content creators, the naysayers, the haters, the pushers, even some may test you that actually admire your content. How did you handle that shit when you got to YouTube?
I had some run-ins with trolls, but trolls ain't going nowhere. And one thing I realized, like, I ain't gonna lie, like my experience with studio life, you know what I mean? Like, I beat a murder case when I was young. Like going on my little bit of time on Rikers, a little bit of time in jail, dumb shit. it showed me a lot about people, especially with the internet. And most people is just haters or widows. So like I got into it with Tommy Sotomayor. But these people like they nobodies in real life. So once you like, how do I word it? There's a world of people who only exist in this world.
Right.
And if you're a part of this world, they all think that you all exist only in this world. And then once you show them that you're beyond this world, not so some religious shit, they don't know how to treat you certain ways. So like certain people on the internet, they got clout on the internet. And then if they beat you up on the internet, you feel like you lost. And a lot of people go through that versus exposing like you're a nobody. You know what I mean? I've had people like front like they was rich. I had to expose them. People front like they was super gangsters. Like I done went all over the country and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so like I got videos and all different type of people's hoods. I'm like, yo, bro, I pull up in the put. And I don't know trauma shit, but it's like, I'm not getting out and doing some work. And there's people that's not about that. And so I just ignore these people because like the trolls don't be, you know what I mean? Like you know what I realized too? And I love that about the rap world. Each sector got their reality. And I try to make sure that we don't lose it. So in the conscious world, and most of the black sector, you can talk crazy without repercussions because they see it as freedom of speech. I do not agree with that. I just got into a debate with Tommy Sotomayor and Tazariak, and I actually lost all respect for Tazariak after that conversation because what he was telling that man was not real to me. And that's part of the conscious community shit where it's like Tommy Sotomayor is known for saying whatever he want to say. And I'm like, look, you can say whatever you want to say, but somebody can run in your mouth however they want to run in your mouth. And then you're going to sit up and say freedom of speech. You sound crazy to me.
Was it because he said something to you directly, or is it because he was just you know?
It wasn't me. It was just the fact that if you out here talking crazy about bloods,
right,
and you washed about bloods, and then after that you like, yo, it's freedom of speech, you sound crazy to me.
Yeah, you should get punched in your face. You should get punched in your face. You should be held accountable for the things that you say.
Right? And I understand. So they see me as being violent because I accept the fact that people can punch you in the mouth. And I'm like, yo, bro, this is the world we live in. I don't know what world you live in this biblical world where you think that you can talk crazy about somebody, and then when a person goes up to you, they're going to have a verbal exchange. That person has the choice to talk to you, snuff you, or violate you.
So you're saying once, so in other words, once you say my name in a derogatory manner, and I feel offended because you could say many things that's negative about me, and it may not bother me, but you may say something that does bother me. I have the right then to react in any fucking way I want to.
That's a fact.
Because I tell you, what I be saying over here on YouTube is everybody with the mad disrespect in all types of ways. They want to fight. Only seen one fight. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Artie and Roski. I seen one fight.
That's why I learned to joke. And I realized that, as your persona and how you involve yourself in a persona. Like I got into it with Sinetta and certain shit. I had to because I know my people.
Right.
I know how far my people reach. And I don't want my people doing dumb shit on my behalf. So I'll fall back in a heartbeat. Because I'm like, yo, bro, like, you will really get violated. And I don't want that on my jacket. I don't want to be known. I want to be known for education and empowerment. I want to be known for, like, yo, Q, that's that dude. Like, somebody hit me up the other day, and I had to tell him, like, yo, son, you really hit me up to talk about coming to New York to fight with somebody? You sound crazy. Like,
yeah, you sound stupid.
You sound stupid. You know what I'm saying?
You sound fucking stupid. Like, listen, let me tell you something, man. I mean, some people bag might just be up. You might just be super up. You got all the time in the world on your hands, no diddy, to run around the world and trying to fight motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Listen, catch me in traffic. See me when you see me. You dig? Because I'm moving. So I'm not looking for you. But if I so happen to run into your way and, you said some shit that's on the internet and I'm not feeling it, then I do have the right to go in your fucking mouth. But what happened to the freedom of speech part? On YouTube.
And then dudes know they're not going to like, there's a dude on a channel I watch sometimes. I actually watched the dude he's beefing with. And the son that he's beefing with lives in Portugal.
Swizzy El Plaga.
You know what I'm saying? Like, son is beefing with somebody in Portugal. And tell him, like, yo, bro, there's nothing you could do. I'm gonna talk about you all I want, and there's nothing you could do. I stay way out of, you know what I'm saying? To me, that's the beef sector shit.
Right.
Like, that's a waste of time. I don't want to be associated with those type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not good for your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like what I recognize is that the social media platforms are a tool for communication and connectivity. We're using it only for clout. But connectivity is the major part of the platform and communication. And so for me, I'd rather focus on being able to connect with people that's alike to me. You know what I mean? That's going to increase my value, and as well as I can increase their value. Like, you can choose whatever sector, but I know, like I told dudes and even the conscious game, I'm like, yo, bro, I don't went on tour and only had like 120 subscribers. And you struggling in your crib, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, no, it's a matter of the people that you're choosing to associate with. Like, I had to really make that choice for my platform last year and say, like, look, I don't care how many people's on my live. I know these 1,500, 280, 70, these people are like, fuck everybody else. Call it an echo chamber all you want, but at least I know that these people over here are smart, they got good credit, and we working towards something. I don't really care about being your friend. I tell people in the heartbeat, like, you have no purpose in my life, and you don't mean anything. If I ever meet you, either if I can't beat you up, I'm gonna get you jumped.
Facts. See, the whole thing, see, that's how I look at YouTube now. It's like, you know, when I jumped, like I said, I didn't even expect to go into the dark side. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to China Brim, 050 The Movement, 050 Kanan, Platinum Shine, everybody over there, man. Everybody in the dark side, DGR Entertainment, Mob Ties, fucking everybody, every fucking body that fuck with Waydah, you know, it's a lot of you. You know what I mean? It's a lot of you. I'm blessed over there for that, right? But I didn't know that it was a whole bunch of, I'm looking at it like a flyer. Like, this is oh shit, this is a video flyer. I can post my videos here. Boom. I just interviews. You know what I'm saying? We get real Subi on this side. Because I was trying to master Instagram, right? I get over here. Now I'm a YouTube personality. What? It was like, what? You're a content creator. Oh, you pussy. Oh, you pussy. What he said, what Bullet Scott he said? He said, oh, you sound like you're not DMX. You're a joke. Stop sniffing coke. I started dying. I was dying, right? I'm dying. And then I thought about it. I said, hold up. That's what this is? Okay. I can have fun too. Because you have fun at first. You come out, you have fun at first. You come outside, you have fun, you trolling each other, boom, 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 and then trolling turns into something else, right? Then I realized this is not a publicity place. If you came here to blow up, that's not what you do. No, you come here to have fun. So I came here, boom, I'm having fun now. But then there's content that sticks in the sector too. That's why I like to fuck with it. That's why I invited you over so that people can see across there's sectors everywhere on YouTube. And if you want to do something else and hear about something else and see something else, you got to move and you got to travel or stay getting slapped up in the same sectors. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, Q Butter, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your time today, my G. You know what I mean? Let them know where to find you at.
Q Butter everywhere, man. Zyx, XYAYX, anywhere, everywhere. Just link up.
Al Plaga TV, salute. K Swidgy, salute. Big Killer, I see you. Seven Rain, Truth Lady, TGR Entertainment, Artist Morrison.
I'm live right now on YouTube. Pull up on my YouTube channel, man. You gotta pull up.
Bet.
Take over a panel one day.
Bet. Let's pull up right now. I'm gonna pull up right now. Yo, everybody go over to Q Butter. Yo, Nikki, NY Nikki, baby, I appreciate you for dropping my Cash App. I appreciate everyone that did not donate, because it's okay. We get money other ways. And I appreciate those who do donate, because you know what? That's one to get with. That's one way to get cheddar. And Booker Waydah out, Booker Noah out, Booker Nathaniel out. And listen, this brother right here, Q Butter, engineer extraordinaire. He the one that mixed a lot of these records. So if you want your shit right, you come to Zyx and you get your shit right if you want to sound like Waydah Blacc. Or you keep going to bum ass studios that y'all been going to. But I appreciate all the real rights, all the lucky lefts. I appreciate all the conscious people. I appreciate all the trolls and everybody else. We're going to pull up the Q Butter next. Holla back. Thanks, chat.